Self-help books have made a phenomenal difference to my life as Indian booktuber and as Manpreet. I have read a lot of self-help books and I can tell you that they are totally worth it, be those personal finance books or motivational books. And because of this, I make it a point to talk of self-help books as often as possible on this channel. And that's why in today's video, I am going to recommend you a few self-help books that you can listen to in no time. Seriously, if you have still a lot of excuses about not having enough time or even not having enough money to save these books in your mind, then you need to drop all of your excuses right now and watch this whole video. But before that, hi there, I'm Manpreet. I'm India's leading books YouTuber who helps people discover new books and develop the habit of reading. If you're new here, please subscribe, follow me on my social media, and also subscribe to my free weekly newsletter so that you can get some additional resources, additional tips, and additional book recommendations via email as well. And now let's get started with this recommendation video. So this video has been kindly sponsored by Storytel, and now let's talk of the recommendations. The number one recommendation I have for you is an exception, okay? Why? Because most of the audiobooks and books that I'm going to recommend you in this video are very short and you can really listen to them in no time, except for this one. This is slightly longer, but you must listen to it. It is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. But why this book? Honestly, I feel like this is one of the best self-help books out there. In fact, Storytel has many Dale Carnegie audiobooks that I would say you should listen to all of them. At least I am going to do this because Dale Carnegie's work is seriously something that's phenomenal. This particular book is ideal for business owners, for professionals that are looking to land their first job, or even for professionals in leadership positions that want to make an impact. So this is a really amazing piece of work that I myself listened to originally, so you should also check it out. Number two self-help audiobook recommendation that I have for you today is Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins. Seriously, you listen to any self-help guru on YouTube and you will come across this particular book at least once. In fact, I was recently watching Ali Abdal's videos, who is one of my favorite productivity YouTubers, and he also mentioned this particular book. So Awaken the Giant Within happens to be a very famous business book in which Tony Robbins has given a stepwise method to personal mastery. Also, this book happens to be very special for me because this was my first audiobook that I listened to on Storytel. It is only 1 hour 31 minutes long and the book has been narrated by Tony Robbins himself. So his voice has given a different sort of charisma and power and impact to this particular book. Anyway, now let's move on to my third recommendation for you, and that is Atomic Habits by James Clear. This is one of the best books on habit making out there. At least that's what everybody says. I have been talking of this book, I think from last to last year. That is when I listened to it for the first time. And since then, I have been talking of re-listening to this book. But somehow, I just could not find the time. And there were other books that kept coming up. So I could never re-listen to it up until the time I found this book summary of Atomic Habits on Storytel. It is just 57 minutes long, and honestly, Atomic Habits happens to be a piece of work that I would recommend you to go through at least once every year, because this particular subject, the subject of habit making, it is so essential for our personal success and mastery. So you must do this every year. But still, if you have this problem of Manpreet, I don't have enough time, then you can just listen to this book summary on Storytel. In fact, do one thing right now. Open your Storytel app right now, look for this book, and make sure you are saving this offline so that next time when you step out, you have this audiobook already on your phone and you can play it in no time, and then you can listen to this whole summary. It takes 57 minutes. Okay, now you have 3 audiobooks that I listened to originally. In fact, here's the thing, I'm so grateful for the existence of audiobooks because I'm so sure if not for audiobooks, I wouldn't have gone through these 3 books and taken those lessons, and those lessons wouldn't have impacted me, changed me the way they did. Because of audiobooks, I could really use the knowledge from these particular books. And my point here is, if you are also struggling with a particular book, something you have been wanting to read but you just cannot get yourself into it, then I would really recommend you to try out the audiobook version. I have had the physical copy of How to Win Friends and Influence People for over a decade. But it was only through an audiobook version that I could go through this book and could realize how important this is and how amazing this is. And yes, that means audiobooks are not only a great way to multitask, but also could be your method to tackle those challenging books that you have been wanting to go through since like forever. Anyway, if you're still watching, I have more recommendations for you in this video, so good thing you are still watching. So these ones are actually the audiobooks that I am highly interested in, and number one of those is How to Change Your Mind by Adam Brown. This is a 27-minute long audiobook that is all about how to take full control of your mind, how to rewire it, and how to reprogram it. This audiobook is more from the religion and spirituality genre, but I still thought it would be interesting to, listen to an audiobook that is all about how to take control of your mind. What do you think? Are you interested in a book like this? Let me know in the comments down below. Okay, my next recommendation is something that I think if you're looking for self-help books, okay, anywhere on the internet, you will come across this book at least once, and that is Ikigai. What got me interested in this particular piece of work is this one also promises to help you learn how to confront your anxiety. That is something that I go through quite often. So, personally, really interested in this book. But otherwise, also, this is often considered as the guidebook for perfect living. Now, I will put a very short version of Ikigai in the description. It's just 25 minutes long on Storytel, and I would say just check it out. Okay, now my second last recommendation, which is Growth Mindset by Timothy Willing. Now, do you see the theme that I have going on in this particular recommendation video? I have deliberately tried to keep all the recommendations about mindset change, habit making, and so on, because I believe if you just set out, if you just begin to work on your own self, these are the first few things you need to tackle. That is why I am giving you the recommendations in this space. Honestly, self-help genre is so wide. There are so many kinds of self-help books. But if you're just starting out, I would say start with these. So this one, as is very obvious from the title, is all about mindset change. And this one tells you all about how you can change your mindset. And also that if you don't change it, no matter what you do, even after 5 years or even after decades, you will be at the same place. So for real progress in your life, what you need is a mindset change. So this one is just 1 hour long. So I would recommend you to check the description for the link to this audiobook as well. And also there's a link in the description for you to subscribe to Storytel in case you haven't done it yet. And seriously, if you have been complaining about lack of money, here is your library like subscription. Anyway, the last audiobook that I am going to mention in this particular video happens to be the one that I am most excited about. That is 12 Rules of Life by Jordan Peterson. So through this one, you get 12 principles that you need to follow to live a meaningful life. So it certainly is the kind of audiobook that I really need to listen to right now, which is what I am going to do just after I finish filming this video. Tell me what you think about this whole recommendation video. Do you think you got any meaningful suggestions in this particular video? Comment with a yes if you think you did. And also if you have listened to any of these books, let me know how was your experience with these. So yes, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much once again to Storytel for sponsoring today's video. And yes, this is Manvi signing off. I'll be back with another video very soon.